Welcome to SST College of Arts and Commerce. This is SST Edupedia. Myself, Assistant Professor Sunil Shah. Today I will be covering up the topic called Essentials of Sales, which is there in the Sales of Goods Act 1930. It would be also called as the features of sales, or it would be called as elements of the sale. Students, this particular topic is there in FYBMS in the Unit 2 as well as in SYBCom in the Unit 4. And the semester for FYBMS is semester 1, and in SYBCom it would be semester 3 under the syllabus of Mumbai University. Students, coming to the topic called Sales of Goods Act 1930. Previously, Sales of Goods Act was covered under Indian Contract Act 1872, but after going to several rapid changes, Sales of Goods Act was incorporated in 1930. It was been separated from Indian Contract Act. Normally, the Sales of Goods Act is a baby of Indian Contract Act 1872. Some of the sections are been taken off from Indian Contract Act 1872, and it has been newly formed a act called Sales of Goods Act, that is called Sales of Goods Act 1930. Coming to the person, if you see from this particular slide, there is a person under the sale. We require two persons, that is called buyer and a seller. As you are aware with the definition, what is seen by the buyer, the person who buys the good is called buyer, and the person who sells the good is called seller. And the transaction between the buyer and seller with the help of consultation would be called as a sale. So in this particular video, I will be explaining you the essential, the characteristic features of Sales of Goods Act. Coming to the introductory part of the Sales of Goods Act, it provides the setting up the contracts where the seller, the person who sells the goods, transfers or agrees to transfer the title, that is called the ownership, in the goods which is purchasing before the sale to the buyer, and for the consideration, that means the amount which this particular person, the buyer, is paying. If you see this particular from this image, the seller he sells some types of goods, and the buyer he or she buys the goods. If you see this particular amount, he or she wants to give it to the seller. So this amount will be called as consideration in law. The sale will be completed when the seller sells the goods and he transfers the ownership to the buyer, and the buyer receives the good title without any defect from the seller. Then after the payment is been transferred from the buyer to the seller, the sale would be completed. It is this particular act, that is Sales of Goods Act, is applicable all over India. Under the act, the goods are sold from the owner to the buyer or to the seller, and it must be sold for a certain price and at a certain period of time. Coming to the next part, that is the essential element of the sales. As you are aware, in case of sale, we require two parties. It can be from company to company, company to partnership, partnership firm to partnership firm, trust to the society, or company to the society, or the partnership firm to the company. So it would be any type of combinations would be related to the sale when the vendor is selling the goods to the buyer, or the purchase department is procuring goods from any of the departments. So it would be called as sales. It would be called as sale. There should be two distinctive parties, that is called buyer and a seller. The seller means the person who sells the goods or agrees to sell the goods. So there are two exact meaning of the seller. The person who gets the payment full and final, it would be full-fledged sale. And if the payment has not been given, it would be given at a later stage, then the agreement which is made between the buyer and the seller, it would be called agreement to sell. So the particular meaning would be agrees to sell the goods till the amount has been realized by the seller from the buyer. Buyer means a person who buys the goods or agrees to buy the good after a specific period of time. A person cannot be seller as well as a buyer. So the main crux is that the seller and the buyer should be two distinctive parties, and the person cannot sell to himself. So buyer includes the person who buys the goods or agrees to buy the goods, and if you see from this particular image, the seller includes the person who sells the goods or agrees to sell the goods. The buyer and seller are the two parties, and they enter into contract, and it is complementary of each other. That means buyer should buy the goods and pay the consideration to the seller, and the seller should sell the goods and he should transfer the title which he possessed during the sale. Coming to the next points, under the Sales of Goods Act, the main crux is that the goods which is there under the Sales of Goods Act, the term which has been defined as anything above the earth. Whatever is fixed on the earth, that is called plant or the land, it would be governed under Transfer of Property Act. So there is a difference between the property which has been sold or those particular the land which has been sold. The laws governing are different. Here we are speaking only the goods which is above the earth, which is sellable. So the goods must be any kinds of movable goods, property other than the actionable claim, and the money, and includes stocks, shares, growing crops, grass, and the things attached to or forming the part of the land which are agreed to be sold before sale or under the contract of sale. Thus, every kind of movable property except actionable claim and the money is regarded as a goods. So if you see from this particular thing, the person is buying the footwear and that would be sale. The seller sells the footwear and the buyer buys the footwear. If you see the next one, that is the person is buying the computers. The computer would be sold and he is there would be two persons, that is called the buyer and the seller. In the next image, we will be saying that the person is buying to the shop, buying the mobile, then there would be transfer, or it would be buying of the recharge coupons which was there earlier. Or it will be selling of the milk and milk related products. So if you see this from particular images, I totally specifically told you that the goods should be above earth. Transfer of general property. If you see in this particular slide, property means general property in the goods, not merely a special property. Generally, property in the goods means ownership of the goods. So the ownership would be given by the seller to the buyer. Special property in the goods means the possession of the goods. Thus, there should be either a transfer of ownership of the goods or agreement to transfer the ownership of the goods. So, these are the two main things related to transfer of the property under the Sales of Goods Act. The ownership may be transferred either immediately or after the completion of the sale or after some time in the future date. So, depending upon the conditions and the terms which is mentioned in the agreement to sale or sale agreement, the ownership or the title would be transferred from the seller to the buyer. Coming to the main point, that is the crux of the sale is called the money, and money only, it is called price, or it would be called as consideration. So the fourth element under the Sales of Goods Act, there should be price. Price here means money consideration and money only under the Sales of Goods Act. When the consideration is only goods, it amounts to barter. As you are aware, students, in the earlier days, in the great olden days, the people used to do the business by the barter system. One person was selling the wheat to the other person, and the other person would be selling the rice to the other person. So this type of transaction without the money involved was called as barter system. But under the Sales of Goods Act, barter systems are not been allowed. When there is no consideration, it amounts to gift and not sale. So under the gift, the money is important. However, the consideration may be partly money or partly in goods, because the law does not prohibit as such. Coming to the essential points of the valid contract, being a specific of the contract, there should be all the terms and conditions of the valid contract should be present. That is called offer, proposal, acceptance, lawful consideration, lawful object, possibility of performance, capacity of the parties, consent should be free, and the agreement should not be declared to be void. That are the essential features of the Contract Act should be also applicable to the Sales of Goods Act. The consent of the parties must be free. The object of the contract must not be unlawful, and the parties of the contract should be competent enough to contract. So the person who is less than 18 or the person is unsound or lunatic or idiot cannot enter into contract, and the person who has been convicted or the person who is ambassador of a country or the prime minister or the chief minister or those persons who are having the position into any of the government or the army officer cannot enter into contract unless until he has been assigned the power under the rules therein. So students, in this particular video I had explained you about the essential elements of the contract. I hope you understood this particular thing, which are the main points under Sales of Goods Act. Thank you from my side.